The return of a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Okay, well, that was the sound, the melody of Ford's all-new Shelby Mustang GT350. It's powered by a 5.2-liter V8 engine producing more than 500 horsepower, and the muscle car made its debut this week at the LA Auto Show. For more on what's under the hood, Bloomberg's Matt Miller in LA with Joe Hinrichs, the Ford President of the Americas. Matt, take it away.
Yeah, not just a V8, but that's a flat plane crank, so it's a really interesting motor, and I definitely want to talk to Joe about that, but that'd be a little bit too in the weeds, I think, for right now. And first I have to ask about Takata, because that was really a bombshell yesterday. Even the idea that manufacturers would only recall cars in regions where it's humid, it's almost laughable. I mean, what do you think about this airbag issue?
Well, of course, taking care of our customers is our top priority. So we're going to evaluate everything that NHTSA has provided to us and certainly look at all of our data as well. And we're going to cooperate. But also remember that there's a lot of new information coming about this, and we want to make sure that we all do the right thing for our customers and quickly, given what's happening.
If you decide, though, I mean, if you're sitting in the boardroom and you say, this supplier is not working out for us, we need to go to somebody else, is there anyone who can supply you with the amount of airbags that you need?
Well, there are other suppliers, but clearly as an industry, we're going to look at the overall capacity given the Takata issues and make sure we do the right thing. Taking care of the customers who've already bought vehicles will be the first priority, but as an industry, we'll have to look for other alternatives, but make sure we also understand what's going on with the products so we make sure we don't have any other issues.
All right, now we can get back to the flat plane crank. It's something that not a lot of people will understand out there, but an easy way to sort of put it is that that's what Ferrari uses in a 458, the type of engine, although not that displacement. Why did you choose that? It's such a special motor.
Well, it changes the performance of the engine and the feel of the engine, as you know, and inside with the cranks and everything going on, 180 degrees versus 90 degrees, it's just true to the heritage of Mustang and goes back to what we want to do is take you back to some of the glory days of Mustang with the GT350, and the 5.2 made a lot of sense.
It sounds incredible. You know, I've always asked people at Ford, why don't you have something to slot in against Corvette? You've got, obviously, Mustang being the big Camaro challenger, but do you think this does that, this new car?
Well, we think it stands on its own. I mean, the derivative products from Mustang, the GT500, the 350, other products we've had, they have stood out basically for our enthusiasts, for our Mustang lovers, and they're on their own. You know, Mustang has its own following and certainly stands on its own. But we like the performance it's going to bring, and when people do drive it and compare it to other vehicles, I think they'll be enthused.
You know, yesterday we saw October sales figures for Europe, and you have an improving situation there. Do you forecast that it's going to come back to normal sooner than maybe we would have expected previously, because it's starting to look better?
Well, it is getting better, but we're not seeing it improve kind of the rates we saw, like U.S. come back out of its recession. So we think it's going to be a long haul here still. There's conflicting data coming out in Europe, but we're glad to see our sales improving, clearly, and our channel mix is really improving. But we don't think it's going to be a nice V-shaped, come back quickly out of Europe. It's going to be a little bit longer haul.
And what about, I mean, I know I'm taking you far away from the Americas, which is your main gig, but you're in the meetings all the time. I mean, the Japanese recession caught everybody by surprise as well. Is the Asian situation kind of eroding too?
Well, we see strong growth in China still. It's slowing down a little bit, but 7+% GDP growth in China is still healthy. We're watching what's happening in Southeast Asia. India is improving. Now the Prime Minister Modi's in there. So there's a mixed bag there, but China's strong, India improving, and the rest of the economies, you look at Africa, you look at Middle East, still improvements to come.
All right, Joe, thanks so much for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it. Joe Hinrichs, there, President of the Americas.